Sometimes it's amazing the number of people that put a lot of preparation into their energy drinks and bars for the sportive or the race, but they've blown the race before they even get to the start. Often the start of a sportive is so early that even when the hotel will put breakfast on special for you, this is often all you get. Croissants and a little bit of jam, maybe a cup of coffee, and that's not enough to ride 200 kilometres. Similarly, the evening before, these towns are often very, very busy. You may struggle to find a restaurant that will serve you 200 grams of carbohydrate in terms of pasta, rice or potatoes even. So it's great to have your reserve plan of products that you can carry around with you. Personally, I like oats. Oats are great because you can have those make them up in your room even with a little bit of hot water from a travel kettle. Things like rye bread travels are okay, and rice cakes. You maybe have a little bit of an energy drink. Okay, if you come down to the breakfast buffet and there's a wonderful spread of food that is appropriate and tasty, then great, use that. But always makes sense to have enough foods that you know that you can get 200 grams of carbohydrate the evening before and the morning of your breakfast.
Probably in the region of 5 to 6 of the big bottles today I think I should drink in, which is 3/4 litre per bottle, so probably going to be 4 to 5 litres throughout the day.
Well, it's quite cold today, hopefully that's not too big under exaggeration. So we'll mainly be drinking PSP 22 for the first couple of hours, supplemented with maybe a couple of bars before the climbs. On the climbs we'll probably switch to Go gels, and then Smart One gels, so that's the Go gel with the caffeine as we get to the later stages of the ride.
I expect to use actually 5 at least of the big bottles. There's a mixture of PSP 22, about 6%, topped up with Go, the electrolyte drink, which helps me sort of prevent it from cramping. And then I'm going to be using about 6 of the gels, again, which is electrolyte, and also probably about 2 of the 3 of the Smart gels.
I'd probably expect to drink about between 6 and 8 of the larger 800ml bottles. Start off with 2 bottles of Go electrolyte, and probably rest of the stage will be on PSP. Obviously at least 1 gel every hour. Try to get my first bar in before the climb of the Tourmalet, and then probably a second bar somewhere in the descent. It's going to be difficult to chew your bar on the way up, so that's what I'll try to do.
I'll probably be drinking between 5 and 6 of these 800ml bottles, and basically all I've done is chucked 2 sachets in, one of PSP 22 and one of Go, which is like 50 grams PSP and 40 grams Go, and that's what I put in all my bottles today. And I've got a combination of gels and Go boys.
Today hopefully I'm aiming to get through probably 6 bottles, mixing both PSP 22 and Go. Also aiming to use 1 gel every hour along the route in conjunction with the drink. So aiming about 60 to 80 grams of carbohydrate every hour out on the road.
There's no harm en route to mix more bottles up. Pete, you're mixing up some PSP here. You've carried sachets in your back pocket.
That's the way to do it, is to carry sachets and gels. I've eaten 1.5 bars and 1 gel so far, and now I'm into bottle number 3. So we've been riding for not quite sure 2.5 hours or something. So hydration wise, I think I'm doing all right. It is quite warm with all these clothes on because it's quite cool out there, and descending I'm getting cold, but when we're going up the drags it's very, very warm.
So 77k, repeat what you've eaten and drunk so far?
So I've had probably about 2.5 litres, 1.5 Go bars and 1 gel so far. So probably on the run down towards the bottom of the Tourmalet I'll drink a little bit more and take another gel on board to get ready to climb the Tourmalet.
Now, in terms of, you're one of the tallest riders that's in this group. What have you been eating and drinking so far?
So far I've had 2 gels, Go bar, 2 bottles of Go at about 8% concentration, and now I'm about to dig into my PSP and gels for the climb of the Tourmalet, I reckon.
We're 77 kilometres in. What have you been drinking and eating so far?
Yeah, so far I think 2 large bottles down now. 1 Go, 1 PSP. Second gel of the day, and a Go bar as well along the route. So I've just made another couple of bottles now and put them on the bike, so they'll get me to the Tournament at least.
Well, in this programme we're aiming to give you all the hints and tips to make your experience of riding a Sportif or the Etape much more simple and of course very enjoyable. Now Jeff, you've obviously ridden the Tour de France stages twice, you've ridden the entire route twice. What did you eat drink the first time when you didn't really know an awful lot and you hadn't prepared as well?
I probably was trying to eat as healthily as possible without looking too much into the science of what I was eating the night before mainly, and during the ride was a big thing. I probably was going out for a long ride and taking nowhere near enough fluid or enough food. And what I learnt second time is when you do go a long ride, when you're training, is take plenty of sachets, and there's plenty of places where you can just get water, and then it just gets you home without feeling too drained.
So the second time, did you feel a lot more fresh when you were finishing stages and starting the next morning?
Again, it's knowing what to eat straight away and how quickly to eat. So the first 20 minutes after finishing and getting off your bike, it's your body's craving for something. So that's a time where you should look at products that are out there and make sure you get the right ones, and you feel like you're helping your body recover as quickly as possible, because it makes a massive difference in the way you feel the morning after.
And typically on a stage like this, we're 154 kilometres, how much would you have eaten and drunk during a stage?
I used to go through gel bars like they were out of fashion, they were going out of fashion. It was just like I couldn't get enough, and I was eating cake, just to break up that monotony eating these bars. But plenty of fluid, like I say, you get plenty of calories in the drink that you get as well. So it was non-stop eating. I can honestly say there was not many miles went by without actually sort of getting some fluid or some food down me.
Excellent. Well, there you go. There's some insights. The most important thing that Jeff's telling you there: eat, drink all the time, and then at the end of the stage of the Etape, you'll feel an awful lot better.